you. Thank you so very much, and welcome to another hour of World Championship Wrestling. And, brother, do we have the action for you? Later on in the program, we're going to be seeing the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. Will be talking to Wahoo McDaniel. The Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, is here, and a host of others. Right now, though, let me bring in Ole Anderson, because something is, something that's concerning everybody. The latest sports review, the 1984 annual, has on the front cover Tommy Wildfire Rich. And really an ironic twist of events that he would be selected for that cover when it looks like now he's not going to be able to wrestle.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ted DiBiase, of course, is happy. He's telling everybody that he's managed to get Tommy Rich out of wrestling. Well, legally speaking, Tommy Rich, I guess, isn't going to be able to wrestle. But I'll tell you, we all know that sometimes there are people that do things and maybe they just aren't quite according to the letter of the law. And in this case, if Tommy Rich were to do something that wasn't just quite according to the letter of the law, I don't think there'd be anybody in the world that would blame him. So I'm saying this to you, Ted DiBiase, maybe you just kind of better watch your backside.
Yeah, because there may be something about his wrestling professionally, but I don't think that would stop Tommy from catching him in an alley or anything else.
Well, there's lots of possibilities, and I'm certain that Tommy has been thinking about them all, and I think that the people all around the country better keep their eyes open, better watch, and most importantly, I think DiBiase better watch.
May I make a point on that? Although, allegedly, Tommy cannot wrestle, that doesn't mean that he can't buy a ticket and go anywhere the DiBiase is, does it?
You've just kind of let the cat out of the bag. There's a definite possibility. Certainly, anybody can buy a ticket. Well, let's let Mr. DiBiase kind of think about that for a second. You know, people have been writing in here all the time, Gordon, talking about wanting to see a lot of great wrestlers on the TV program, and we've always said that World Championship Wrestling is the greatest program in the world today. Today, I think we're going to just outdo ourselves because we've got a lot of great wrestlers. You're going to see Wahoo McDaniel. You're going to see the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant. You're going to see the World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair. You're going to see the National Champion. You're going to see a lot of people. And right now, Gordon, I think you might introduce the people in the ring because people gave him a heck of a rousing hand, and I think are real anxious to see him wrestle.
Well, there are two people coming back home, so to speak. We're talking about Bob and Brad Armstrong, and they're facing a tough combination in Roger Bond and in Chic Donovan. There you see them in the ring getting set to go. Bob Armstrong moving out. Roger Bond and Chic Donovan, the golden boy. Bob Armstrong, of course, out of Marietta, Georgia. He's been under takedown by Bond, but Armstrong turns that around to his own advantage very quickly. Makes a quick tag with Brad Armstrong. Brad Armstrong overhooks, and Bob Armstrong is completely and totally aggressive.
You're exactly right. You look at Brett and Bob, you're looking at a heck of a tag team, one that knows how to wrestle, knows how to work in combination, and they get the job done. And I'm certain that Mr. Bond and Mr. Donovan are going to find themselves, they're going to have their hands full.
Keeping a side headlock on Bond. Bond trying to make that tag with Chic Donovan, makes a tag. Donovan moves in. Donovan extremely well-muscled and a very powerful individual. They lock up collar and elbows. Donovan getting a quick advantage here with a full arm drag and twist. Bottom wrist lock, a lateral drop and takedown into a float over lateral press. And it is Brad Armstrong back on his feet. Chic Donovan closes in. Back to the side headlock. Nice to have Pat Minahan back with us today, and my thanks to her for the carnation. And so, tag is made and Bond moves back in, and it is Brad Armstrong very quickly tagging up with Bob Armstrong. Bob Armstrong. Bob looks like, and he's always had an extremely powerful upper body, but he looks like he's bulked up even a little more.
I think so. Bob tells me that he's up around 245 now, and the way he looks, those big arms and shoulders, that's 245 well distributed on that 6'1" frame of his. And of course, Brad, he's just really a young boy, growing all the time, and he's looked like he's put on another 10 or 15 pounds. And look, what coordination between the two of them, the teamwork you might have.
Almost had a pinfall that time, and it is Bond firing the midsection. Brad Armstrong firing back, then catches with a forearm to the side of the head, another forearm, and that was along the ear, and that lost his balance, took him off his feet.
I was going to say what happens, or what could happen. Can you imagine all the possibilities against the Road Warriors? You've got the Sawyers, Brett and Buzz. You've got the Armstrongs. I think that we may still find somebody to take care of those Road Warriors.
I think you have an excellent point there. And caught him. By the way, I understand that Ronnie Garvin's raised some money. And so we'll be having him out later on to find out that TV title match.
Well, Garvin was told by Ellering to come up with some money, and we would be able to have a TV title match. I see Snake is going to be on TV today. So it's quite possible that we'll be seeing Jake the Snake, the national television champion, accept that money from Ronnie Garvin and give him a chance at that title shot. Should be interesting.
Should be indeed. We've got a standoff here now as Brad Armstrong closes in, each man testing each other for strength and leverage. And it's Brad Armstrong looking like he might be getting just a slight bit of advantage here. Donovan. Great battle between these two, but it's Brad Armstrong upending him, and he makes the tag with Roger Bond. Roger Bond moving back into the ring against Brad Armstrong. Collar and elbow back into the turnbuckle. Tag is made. Bob Armstrong moves in. The Armstrongs do have that teamwork down, no question about it. They're a well-oiled machine once they get into the ring. There's a full Nelson by Bob Armstrong.
See that we've got the photographers here from Pro Wrestling and Sports View Wrestling at ringside. Of course, anytime you've got those photographers, you can rest assured they're here to cover the important things that take place in wrestling, and we're happy to have them.
No question about it, and they don't just make a staff assignment on this one. They send in their senior editor, Bill Apter, and also Craig Peters, two outstanding gentlemen. And all right, Brad Armstrong caught in the midsection by Bond. Chic Donovan exploding on Armstrong could have him in trouble. The Golden Boy has things going his way. Donovan has Armstrong down. For the first time in this match, it looks like Armstrongs are indeed in trouble. Donovan smashing him into the turnbuckle. So Donovan, who's taken a lot of punishment, now suddenly returning that punishment. Brad Armstrong powers out, but he would be well served, I think, to get over and tag up as Donovan catches him with a full body slam. Good move, Armstrong, and a good block. Donovan powers out very quickly, tags up with Bond. Brad Armstrong tags up with Bob, and Bob Armstrong catches both Donovan and Bond. Cross-body block. Beautiful move, excellent. Cross-body block, and it is indeed the Armstrongs, Bob and Brad Armstrong, who are victorious. This is a blood feud if there ever was one. And Rich didn't even wait for DiBiase. He cleared the ring, and that's about it. And we've got a Pier 6. We've got a Pier 6er going here. A family fight if you've ever seen one. DiBiase is in trouble. The national heavyweight champion is in trouble. There's Johnny Rich, the cousin of Tommy Rich from Tennessee, is putting a pounding on him. But now, brother, what a dogfight.
I'll tell you what, there's no love lost here. DiBiase thought he got rid of all the riches. Johnny Rich said he wanted a match, and World Championship Wrestling was more than happy to give him a match right here on TV. DiBiase, I think, thinks he's just going to go out there and lord it over everybody, but he's finding out that Johnny Rich just isn't going to lay down for him.
Caught him beautifully coming over. He may have him. 1, 2. No. DiBiase rolls from the ring. DiBiase giving it some second thought here. You see Bill Apter behind getting pictures of this match. Well, DiBiase's giving this one some second thoughts.
Well, he better think about it. You know, we were mentioning before about the possibilities that are open to Tommy Rich. We didn't even mention the fact that Tommy's got the cousin, Johnny Rich, and it doesn't look as though Johnny is just going to be sitting in the back either. There's nothing that's going to prevent Johnny from coming ringside. He doesn't have to buy a ticket. He can get right in there, and he's doing a heck of a job right now, Mr. DiBiase.
DiBiase's got his problems as Johnny Rich. Oh, beautiful drop kick. And a frustrated national champion leaves the ring again. Ted DiBiase completely frustrated. Of course, you've got to watch him. He is also breaking the momentum of Johnny Rich. He's thinking. He's an intelligent competitor.
You know, I think about Ted DiBiase, and I see Johnny up there. It reminds me of a game that I watched just recently, Miami and Nebraska. Nebraska came in. Nobody even could come close to them. And that's kind of like Ted DiBiase. It seems like nobody can come close to him. Well, maybe Johnny Rich is just like Miami, and we might just see an upset here.
Could do indeed, and it is DiBiase getting a slight edge here at the moment as he's punishing Johnny Rich in the turnbuckle. DiBiase leaves the ring.
Well, I've been in a situation at times where I was a little bit concerned about what I might do after having gone the ring overconfident. And you can look at Ted DiBiase right now. He's got the belt. And even though the belt's not at stake in this match, he certainly is well aware that if he would lose this match to Johnny Rich, he's going to have a lot of people thinking that he's lost it. And right now he's trying to figure out where did he go wrong. He realizes he's smart enough. He's got a lot of experience. He's got more experience than Johnny's got. He's bigger than Johnny. His even wrestling ability, obviously because he's a champion, I'm assuming has to be better. But right now he's trying to figure out what in the world can I do to stop this kid that seems to have everything going for him.
DiBiase stunned that time, and again, DiBiase leaves the ring. A study of complete rage and frustration. And Rich wants some more of him. Rich really fired up. Well, Kathy Minshew in Jonesboro is watching. Right now, she has to be pretty pleased with the way Johnny Rich is handling Ted DiBiase, the national heavyweight champion. Take care of those eyes, Kathy. Johnny Rich moving effectively on Ted DiBiase. DiBiase a step ahead that time. DiBiase definitely a step ahead that time. Caught Rich in the pit of the stomach. And that one caught him completely off guard. DiBiase drives a knee. And DiBiase now resorting to any tactic available to him, being warned by the referee, Scrappy McGowan. And Scrappy McGowan laying some heavy words on DiBiase. DiBiase punishing Rich on the ropes. Breaking before the count of 4. He doesn't want to risk a disqualification here. Lateral press by DiBiase, and Rich now. Rich has been slowed appreciably. DiBiase caught him with an elbow. Rich powers out once again. DiBiase misses. Rich. Good move by Johnny Rich, but DiBiase again powers out. Rich catches him in the midsection, coming in, catches him again in the midsection. And Rich now retaliating. Rich getting it together. Rich with a series of lefts and rights. DiBiase back to his feet, and it's Rich once again. Good drop kick by Johnny Rich. DiBiase powers out, but just barely. Rich may have it here. The sweet smell of victory may be in Rich's nostrils right now. He catches DiBiase, but brother, can this DiBiase take it? You gotta give him credit. The man can take... Ooh. Rich caught right in the midsection again. He got it. He got it. Well, there was experience there. Experience there that paid off, but he barely got by with that one. Right now, here's a special word.
15th, 8:30, a sensational card. It'll be Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer taking on one of wrestling's strongest, toughest, meanest men, Big Jos LeDuc. National Heavyweight Championship. Ted DiBiase, champion, against Marietta, Georgia's Bob Armstrong. Six-man tag, the Road Warriors and Killer Carl Krupp against Jerry Briscoe, Brett Wayne, and Bugsy McGraw. TV title, Jake the Snake Roberts, champion, takes on the king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler. Ron Garvin clashes with Pistol Pez Whatley. Tommy Rogers against Brad Armstrong, winner to meet Les Thornton for the world's junior heavyweight title. Plus other matches including King Kong Bundy's challenge to Atlanta for $15,000. That's the Omni in Atlanta, January 15th.
And there's great wrestling tonight in Marietta at the Cobb County Civic Center. Match time is 8:30. That's tonight in Marietta, and of course...
That's right, and I can't wait. Ted DiBiase, I'm coming to Marietta tonight, and I'm coming for you. Then I'm starting on tour. I'm going to Marietta, Ohio. I'm going to Lansing, Michigan. I'm going to Pennsylvania, Altoona. I'm going all over the place. And I'm looking for anybody that wants to wrestle the Mad Dog. But DiBiase, tonight, it's you and me.
Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant just hit the ring, and Garner struck him the minute he got inside, and brother, the Boogie Woogie Man is on. He is on, there's no question about it. And it's the Boogie Woogie Man. He'll Pier 6 it if you want. And that's exactly what Mr. Garner's beginning to find out right now. It's over. It is over. Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man, turns back Paul Garner in almost record time. Boogie Man, luscious Jimmy Valiant just set a new single pin record time. There you see it, 24:45. 24:45 single pin record time for the Boogie Woogie Man. Precious Paul Ellering has joined me here at the desk. And I understand that Mr. Garvin does have some money collected and is ready to take on Jake.
I heard you, Gordon. You're standing out here throwing figures out. Well, I heard Ronnie Garvin has a figure. What is your figure, Ronnie Garvin?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know, being Christmas, I spent a lot of money. Coming up with a lot of cash is kind of hard. But I tell you, I came up with $4,350, and I think it's quite sufficient for a title match.
$4,350? You gotta be kidding. Are your brains scrambled or what? Hey, don't touch me. I'm managing, Garvin. I'm not...
Well, you're right here on television. Nobody's ever done it, but I might be just able to do that.
Listen, Garvin, you've given new meaning to the word cheapskate. $4,350.
Right.
You're joking. You should be ashamed for even coming out here.
$4,350. That's a lot of money.
That's right.
That's peanuts. Peanuts, Garvin. You know... You must have been struck dumb, or did it come naturally? I said big money, Garvin. I'm talking big money. $4,350. That's for peons. That's for 8 to 5 lifers,
right,
Garvin.
What kind of money do you want, sir?
Let me see. Let's just throw out a figure and say $35,000.
$35,000?
$35,000? This guy's got to be a nut. Hey, where can I come up with 35? We're talking about $4,350, and I think it's plenty.
We're talking about the king of cable. We're talking about the national TV championship. We're talking about a belt that millions of people watch every
that belt, and I know exactly how much money it's worth and what the prestige that goes with it. But I'm going to tell you something. The only thing you're going to get out of me is $4,350, and I think it's plenty. The only reason your man is a champion is because you interfered. And I'm going to give you the $4,350 anytime. But $35,000, you got to be out of your mind.
$35,000, Garvin. Come up with it or no match. $35,000, I don't care how you do it.
I'm going to come up with $35,000 cash.
You got a house, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to keep my house, believe me.
Sell your house, Garvin. If you want the match that bad, sell your house.
How much time do you give the man? How much time do you give him?
I'll give you 2 weeks. I'll give you 2 weeks, Garvin.
You got 2 weeks.
And just to show you, Garvin, that I'm not playing around, that nobody's messing around. I mean what I say. I got a match with the Road Warriors, and they're against Stan Hansen, and, well, you're about half the size of Stan Hansen. Watch what they do to him.
I'm going to tell you, to judge somebody by the size
$35,000.
Let's take a look
That's
at
like $35,000. You are what you are, Garvin. You're cheap. Cheap.
Well, you're talking about the Road Warriors, and we're seeing them in action right now. And, of course, you've got a 2-on-1 situation here.
Well, naturally, Gordon, they were tagging out. You got a 5 count. They're able to do anything they can within the count of 5, and that's all that they did. Stan Hansen and his partner, whoever he was, the nobody from No Dome, was in there. They did the same thing previously, so we were just paying back.
And what are you doing in there, sir?
I'm merely trying to point out to the referee how Stan Hansen was cheating in the previous portion of this match. About the first 5 minutes of this match, Stan Hansen did nothing but cheat. I'm finally coming in there, pointing out to the referee the rules as stated by Bob Geigel and the NWA.
I see. But
trying to pull my Road Warriors off to save this man from humiliation. They're beating him like a dog. Nobody wants to see this big man cry and beg. I'm saying leave him alone, let the man be. And as you can see, we ain't fooling around. 1984 will belong to the Legion of Doom.
But they do have 2 weeks now. Ronnie Garvin's got 2
2 weeks, that's all he got. He better sell his house or think of something else.
All right, he's got 2 weeks to try and raise $35,000 if he wants that national TV championship match. Right now, let's go to the ring. We've got Brett Sawyer getting set to move out against Pat Rose. 1 fall with a 10-minute time limit. Very special happy birthday to Cretia Allen and to her aging father, Ron Allen, who also had a birthday. Brett with the front chancery. Beautiful takedown, but Rose powers out of it. Good ride by Brett Wayne. Keeps the ride moving. Full arm drag and twist now by Brett Wayne. And Rose caught with a head scissors and a takedown. I mentioned Pat Moynihan. I'd also like to mention Diane Bachman from Marshall, Wisconsin here. And Jerry Moore from Marshall, Wisconsin. Their hearts, they're down here watching the matches. Collar and elbow once again. Brett Wayne gets the good reversal by Rose. Full arm drag and twist. Buzz Sawyer at ringside watching his younger brother very, very intently. Head scissors. And Brett suffering from some previous injuries and beginning to show that now in this match. He has taken some percussions to the head, and it's beginning to take a toll on him. This could begin to obscure his vision slightly, and that could create some additional problems. Keeping Pat Rose tied up. Side headlock by Rose now keeps Brett Wayne in trouble. Wayne fires him off. Hip toss has put Rose in trouble. Rose charges again, catches him with another arm drag. Rose started to slip from the ring and suddenly saw Buzz Sawyer there and thought better of it. Waist cinch forward leg trip by Wayne. All right, he's got the pressure on Pat Rose now. It's going to be Rose's job to try and get away from that kind of pressure. Brett Wayne. Great intensity, of course. He and Buzz Sawyer, the national tag team champions, and Wayne has shown Rose the way to go, but it's been a tough battle thus far.
Well, you see that Brett is just a tremendous wrestler. We know that. We've watched him come from the time that he was just wrestling in some of the early matches to the point where now he's won half of the National Tag Team Championship combination along with Buzz. Brett is a gutsy kid. He's a heck of a wrestler. And right now you see the evidence. He's been lacerated rather severely on his head, and even that doesn't stop Brett Wayne from competing.
The only thing I was concerned about is it may be causing a vision problem, but now he bulldogs his man. And problem is Rose is still able to power out. Good clean break, steps back. Both men eyeing each other again very carefully. They move in, collar and elbow. Brett Sawyer gets that side headlock to the hip lock takedown. Rose trying to turn that to his own advantage. Brett Wayne powers back. Well, like you said, there are some powerful tag team combinations. It wouldn't surprise me if the Armstrongs challenge him.
Oh, no question about it. A possible match between the Sawyers and the Armstrongs, I'm sure, would draw a lot of people anywhere. Certainly, now that Brett and Buzz have those national tag team champions, they're going to be fair game for anybody. We talk about the Road Warriors a lot being number one in line, but certainly there are an awful lot of other combinations. Certainly the Briscoe brothers, Jack and Jerry, would be a combination. Possibly the Funks, Terry and Dory Funk, Steamboat and Youngblood. There's just a lot of combinations. I see, well, later on we're going to be talking to Wahoo McDaniel here, and NWA champion Ric Flair. Now, I don't know who Wahoo will be teaming up with now, but certainly anytime he gets in the ring, he's an electrifying performer, a great wrestler, probably one of the greatest athletes of all time. And if he were to take most anybody as a partner, I'm sure that he would make a heck of a challenge for those national heavyweight titles.
No question about it. My first thought right away came to my mind is the Boogie Woogie Man.
Well, I didn't mean, I'll tell you, you know, when we start talking about the various people that are here in World Championship Wrestling, you start mentioning 5, 6, 7, then 10, 12, 15, and pretty soon before you know it, you still left a few people out.
Exactly, no question about it. Tied him up very nicely. He's got the figure 4, Pat Rose conceding. Pat Rose conceding to the figure 4. So a fine victory for Brett Sawyer, a hard-fought victory. Pat Rose, a very durable, very, very fine competitor. And I'll guarantee you that he is double tough indeed. I want to take a moment to talk to Okay, so Jake the Snake not accepting the $4,350 challenge of Ronnie Garvin. Paul Ellering has given Garvin 2 weeks to get up $35,000. So it's Mike Jackson moving out against Jake the Snake Roberts. Roberts, of course, the television champion. Johnny Rich has joined me, and I can pretty well imagine what he's got on his mind.
Well, Gordon, you know, I'm not going to sit back there in the back and hang my head, you know. Even the best get beat. Just look what happened in Nebraska, you know, this past week. That shows you even the best can get beat sometime at another. But all I want to say is, DiBiase, it's going to take a lot more than that, brother, to get rid of me. I'm not quitting. You won't see me quitting no time, brother, because I ain't a quitting bone in my body. And also, if you think you got rid of Tommy Rich, brother, just be looking around. Just think every time you look behind your shoulder, because he's going to be there one way or the other. You may not notice it, DiBiase, but he's going to be there. So just remember that, brother. You're not going to get rid of us no time soon, brother. No time.
Thank you so very much, Johnny Rich. Very determined young man. All right, Paul Ellering making some comments to Mike Jackson. Jackson will show you the way to go, I'll guarantee you that. He is a tough young man. Talking to my good friend, the singer, musician, composer Bertie Higgins, and producer Sonny Limbo the other day. And hopefully we'll have him on here one day, but they were commenting about the fact that Jackson has great speed, great skill, great ability, and gives away anywhere from 40 to 140 pounds every time he steps in the ring, and that takes a very, very special kind of courage. Jackson keeps the side headlock on Jake the Snake Roberts. Ooh. High backdrop, and Jackson came right down on the gluteus maximus, but brother, that took a jar. Snake taking every advantage possible now. Jackson hurtled into that turnbuckle, and Jackson hurtled again. Jackson down, and Jake the Snake Roberts may start to have things pretty well under control now. And again, a high backdrop. And with Roberts being better than 6 feet 4 inches tall, Jackson gamely fires back to the midsection. Good move by Jackson. Roberts able to break it up, however. Tried for a rolling reverse. High knee lift by Jake the Snake Roberts. Brings this man up. Ooh, the DDT. It's over, I'll guarantee you. It is indeed. Mike Jackson in a game fight, but couldn't withstand the DDT, and now here's a very special word.
Buzz Sawyer taking on one of wrestling's strongest, toughest, meanest men, Big Jos LeDuc. National Heavyweight Championship. Ted DiBiase, champion, against Marietta, Georgia's Bob Armstrong. 6-man tag. The Road Warriors and Killer Carl Krupp against Jerry Briscoe, Brett Wayne, and Bugsy McGraw. TV title. Jake the Snake Roberts, champion, takes on the king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler. Ronnie Garvin clashes with Pistol Pez Whatley. Tommy Rogers against Brad Armstrong, winner to meet Les Thornton for the world's junior heavyweight title. Plus other matches including King Kong Bundy's challenge to Atlanta for $15,000. That's the Omni in Atlanta, January 15th.
On the front cover of Wrestling 1984 annual, Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich is a thing of the past. His cousins out here, and Gordon Soley, you and Ole Anderson telling Ted DiBiase, you better look out for Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich is going to get you. Well, Tommy Rich, if you can buy an airplane ticket and come to Altoona, Pennsylvania, Marion, Ohio, Charleston, West Virginia, will you come on down? You buy a ticket and come in the arena. Buy all the tickets if you got to, and come down that ring, and I won't just beat you and run you off like I have now. I'll finish you off, Rich. And as far as Buzz Sawyer out here, the bulldog, barking like a big dog, tonight in Marietta, Sawyer, I'm going to show you're nothing but a chihuahua. And last but not least, Bob Armstrong. Just like Tommy Rich in the Omni on the 15th, Armstrong, I'm going to show you you're a thing of the past.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what. The national champion may be in for more trouble than he's bargained.
Hey, isn't it nice, Gordon? Doesn't it always look good with me? I'll tell you something, I'm going on tour, Gordon. There's a lot of fools out there that seem to think they can beat me. Well, you got 10 minutes. So it doesn't matter if you're in Troy, Ohio, Lansing, Michigan, Altoona. It doesn't matter. Even in the Omni, I hear somebody call the king is coming. The king should have stayed home with the queen. Don't you know that,
Put up with no shenanigans from you.
Really? We'll see.
$15,000 challenge to any one of you who can body slam him. And that starts tonight, of course, in Marietta.
That's right, Gordon Solie. I'll be in Marietta, the $15,000 challenge. I'll be in the Omni January 15th. I'm taking the challenge on tour. I'm going to Troy, Ohio, Lansing, Michigan, Altoona, Pennsylvania. All you big weightlifters, all you tough construction workers, anybody's got the guts to get in the ring and body slam King Kong Bundy. $15,000, boys. Think about it.
Here's a special word. Wow, the Road Warriors attacking their opponents before anybody even got a chance to get a bell rung or anything else. And now the two of them on Mike Starbuck and the big man in red trying to get back in the ring. Wait a minute, what happened here? Wait a minute. Ronnie Garvin just hit the ring. Ronnie Garvin just hit the ring, and brother, is he flying at the Road Warriors. Ronnie Garvin single-handedly pounding away at these Road Warriors, giving it all he's got. And he's handy with those dukes as well. Garvin, a stinging right hand. Garvin ducks away, another stinging right hand. Garvin closes in. And so Garvin has indeed taken the place of Big Red. Road Warrior has him up. Full press above his head. As Garvin slips away from that. Tried for a pinning combination, and he's got the hawk and the animal upset. And Garvin fighting fire with fire. And he's showing him the way to go. He misses, and it's Garvin connecting. Garvin really moving on these Road Warriors. And again, they miss, and Garvin connects again. Garvin, a beautiful counter-puncher.
I'll tell you, you look at Garvin in there, if there's any question about what he might be able to do, it should all be dispelled now, looking at him in that ring. There's a question. Mr. Roberts doesn't want to wrestle Garvin for that TV title. Ellering's got it up to crazy, $35,000, tells him to sell his house. Well, the way we see Garvin right now, I don't blame Ellering for putting a high price tag on it. He probably made it too low, because if Garvin can get up with that money, Garvin just might get that belt if he wrestles like he's wrestling right now.
And he'd make that money back in a hurry.
He sure would. As a national television champion, $35,000 would come to him pretty quick.
Road Warriors now have Starbuck in the ring, and they catch him with the back of the elbow. And now the Road Warriors beginning to dominate the situation once again.
Here's the only problem. Before, when Starbuck was around, Garvin tried to get him out. Now Garvin is calling for him and trying to get him back over to tag. Starbuck has got to tag. He's got to let Garvin come back in there. Garvin's got to carry the weight.
All right, Starbuck is needed to give Garvin that much-needed respite, get that second wind going. But he needs now, and I think the Road Warriors are aware of it. They're doing everything they can to keep Starbuck from getting over the top. Starbuck, Meltzer went to the wrong corner. The wrong corner, now makes the tag. Ronnie Garvin back into the ring, and Garvin again. A stinging right hand, another one, and then a boot to the midsection. Caught him. Across the head.
Starbuck knew what he had to do. Garvin was calling him. Garvin said tag out. Starbuck was confused, and I don't know how he did it, but he looked up and he saw he's in the wrong spot and turned around, and he was lucky enough to make that tag.
All right, Ronnie Garvin now, the full arm drag and twist. And the Hawk reverses that, and Garvin could be in trouble here. Ducks to one side and very quickly makes the tag. And that gives Starbuck a little added chance here. Meanwhile, Garvin gets a chance to get his breath back. The animal moves in now against Mike Starbuck. And again, Garvin watching and obviously at this point in time hoping that... the Road Warriors have Starbuck in trouble here. He needs very desperately to tag up with Ronnie Garvin. Tag is made. And wait a second, Garvin charges in. He doesn't like the double teaming. Starbuck, the legal man in. Hawk brings him up, presses him over his head. Full slam once again. And Starbuck having a lot of trouble getting up.
Don't forget, when this match is over, we're going to be seeing Wahoo McDaniel and Ric.
That may have all but broken his neck. It's all over. It is all over. And so the Road Warriors continue their victorious ways. Well, in just a moment, we're going to be seeing the man who is featured on the latest upcoming issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, the twice NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. And we're going to be having Ric Flair with us in just a moment, along with Chief Wahoo McDaniels. Welcome back.
Good to be back. You know, we're down here looking around, you know, looking for competition. You know, we're like you and everybody else in the United States. We're watching Channel 17, and I see DiBiase here. I see Jake the Snake Roberts. And, you know, I've come down here looking around for a little competition, which I don't think I'll have a hard time finding. The Road Warriors. I'd like to get me a partner. I don't care who it is. I don't seem to think that I'll have trouble getting me a partner. But I got to say one thing. They're impressive. DiBiase, I listen to you. I watch you talk. But like I said, I came down here. I'm just scoping everything out. Slater, Orton, you know that I'm looking for you. And, you know, how you doing? Good to see you.
And the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair.
You know, as Wahoo said, everybody's got their eyes on Channel 17. A lot happened in the wrestling world. And when you're the world champion, you respond to the call because you like to meet the best head on. So DiBiase, Sawyer, it makes no difference. Jake the Snake Roberts, Orton, Slater, Valentine. If you want to be the man, you come downtown and try and beat the man, because you are looking at the world heavyweight champion, the greatest wrestler of all time, and the greatest sports announcer of all time, Mr. Gordon Soley, side by side, styling and profiling. Woo!
Professional wrestling, Jos LeDuc is on his way.
There's no question about it, and I'm certain that there's all the evidence in the world that a guy by the name of Paul Ellering might be behind it, because I can't think of anybody else that would bring anybody in that's as mean and as nasty as Jos LeDuc. And we've got something to show the people. LeDuc is not only a tremendous wrestler, but he's got the strength of about 10 men, as you'll see here when we watch this film.
We're going to watch him rolling a 10-ton bus, and then you're going to see other examples of the strength and the desire of this man, Jos LeDuc.
You know what interests me the most? All of you that's watching this beautiful network, and I watch this network too, and I watch Buzz Sawyer, and I watch Brett Sawyer, and I watch Bugsy McGraw, and who else do I watch? But anyway, Buzz Sawyer, let me say this to you, brother. You know, you call yourself Mad Dog Sawyer. That's cute. That's real fine. You're in the Big A, not the Big Apple, the Big Atlanta, where the people are supposed to be tough, according to this Channel 17. Well, where I come from, you know, when I was born, they didn't milk me, brother. They give me beer. And when I cut Trey at 72 below zero, I don't have to complain because I don't get cold. Buzz Sawyer, you think you're a mad dog yet? Have you ever been bit?
Look out!
Jos LeDuc is back. And I'm not crazy like everybody think.
The only thing cold about that man's his heart.
He's a tough guy, there's no question about it. You see him at the very end, he picks up a wrestler and throws him on top of the table over the top of the ring. And at the very beginning, you saw him pull, as you say, a 10-ton bus. There were all kinds of reporters and people there at the time to watch that. Jos LeDuc is an incredibly strong man. He's a very tough man. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Well, indeed. Plus, we'll be hearing and seeing the King of Wrestling, Jerry Lawler, in just a couple of moments. Also, a host of other great matches, but right now, a special word. Move out against Roger Bond. 1 fall, a 10-minute time limit. Quick takedown by Sawyer, and brother, he wastes no time. He is an all-purpose, all-aggressive wrestler. He uses every part of his body as a lethal weapon against his opponent. And Bond, who I think has a great future in this sport, is suddenly getting a real lesson here.
Well, he is, and Buzz is all hyped up and ready to go. Anytime you've got somebody like Ellering on your back, you've got to be ready. And I don't think there's nobody I can think of that'd be more ready than Buzz Sawyer.
Sawyer brings him up. Right around. Beautiful belly-to-belly suplex. Count of three. Count of three. It is all over, and the Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer.
You talk about record times, Gordon. Look on your stopwatch. That's got to be a record.
It's got to be, if not real close to it. Buzz Sawyer, the victor. Demand on Ronnie Garvin, $35,000 for Jake the Snake to defend his title here on television, and I understand, too, that you're bringing in some other people.
Doesn't Buzz look good, Gordon? You know, the best things in life are free. You're watching me right now, and it doesn't cost you a penny. But that's all that Garvin can say. $35,000, Garvin. That's what you must pay. Put your house up. I don't care what it takes. If you want to wrestle Jake the Snake, it's $35,000. Now you're talking about bringing in a lot of men. Well, I am. I'm bringing in Jos LeDuc, and you just saw what he can do, Buzz Sawyer. And I'm talking about my Road Warriors. I'm talking about Jake the Snake. Nobody beats the Legion of Doom. Nobody. I don't care who you bring. Jerry Lawler, Ronnie Garvin, Buzz Sawyer. Bring them on, one and all, because all of you will fall.
Let's take a look at Jerry Lawler right now. King of Wrestling, Jerry Lawler. And, of course, your Road Warriors no longer have the national title.
Jerry Lawler, the Road Warriors aren't Andy Kaufman. Bring them on. Now, Stan Hansen, you're a thorn in my side, and you're like all the other wrestlers around here. You're like a river. There's more at the mouth than the source. I don't see you doing anything to the Road Warriors. I don't see you doing anything to Jake the Snake. It doesn't matter who you are. Come on, one and all, because you're all going to fall. Because Precious Paul is going to rule wrestling like Charlemagne, like Alexander the Great, like Adolf Hitler.
Let's take a look at these Road Warriors that he's talking about right now. National television champion in action, Jake the Snake Roberts. Mr. Ellering, I would assume that you're going to the ring.
I'm going to the ring to watch perfection.
All right, Jake the Snake Roberts getting set to move out against Mike Starbuck. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. A special happy birthday to Denise Clark and to David Allen. Nice to have David Bashford here today from Ocala, Florida. The Mulkey family from Scottsdale, Georgia. Frank Eldridge of Buffalo, New York is here. It's a takedown by Jake the Snake. A front chancery, in effect.
You want to give up now, boy, or do you want to?
Jake the Snake, who is a dangerous, dangerous competitor. Starbuck coming up very, very slowly. Jake the Snake brings him up. Full body slam. Starbuck in all kinds of trouble here as Jake the Snake completely controlling the entire match. Standing on one ankle and using the flat of the foot into the calf muscles of that leg. Starbuck's going to have a lot of problems with that leg. Jake the Snake now punishing the femoris muscles and the hamstring. Jake the Snake brings him up. Looked like he was going for a vertical souffle. Instead, crashed him down face forward. The DDT. The DDT. And nobody gets up from that. Nobody gets up from the DDT. And so the victor in this match, the national television champion, Jake the Snake Roberts. Now here's a special word.
January 15th, 8:30, a sensational card. It'll be Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer taking on one of wrestling's strongest, toughest, meanest men, Big Jos LeDuc. National Heavyweight Championship. Ted DiBiase, champion, against Marietta, Georgia's Bob Armstrong. Six-man tag. The Road Warriors and Killer Carl Krupp against Jerry Briscoe, Brett Wayne, and Bugsy McGraw. TV title. Jake the Snake Roberts, champion, takes on the King of Wrestling, Jerry Lawler. Ron Garvin clashes with Pistol Pez Watley. Tommy Rogers against Brad Armstrong, winner to meet Les Thornton for the world's junior heavyweight title. Plus other matches including King Kong Bundy's challenge to Atlanta for $15,000. That's the Omni in Atlanta, January 15th.
Don't forget, of course, great wrestling tonight in Marietta at the Cobb County Civic Center.
And DiBiase, Big Jos LeDuc, you get out here, you pull big chains, you're acting real crazy. We'll see what you can do with the Mad Dog. See what you can do with the Mad Dog on the 15th. I gotta get back to my own mean self, and I'm ready for you, LeDuc. Come grab a hold of this pit bull.
Now to talk to the Road Warriors. They are the former national tag team champions. They were defeated, of course, by Buzz Sawyer and Brett Sawyer. And, well, gentlemen, I know a rematch is in the offing.
That's right. All you little weasels out there think you're bigger and better than the Warriors. Well, let me tell you something. There ain't nobody better than Warriors. Wait, Hawk. You're all open-hand material if you don't know what open-hand material is. We don't have to close that.
Now here's a special word. One fall, 10-minute time limit is Chic Donovan moving out against Wahoo McDaniel. Donovan moves out very swiftly, collar and elbow. And it's Donovan watching his Chief Wahoo McDaniel, of course, has been an athlete all of his life, right from the very, very beginning of his grade school career on into high school, of course, Oklahoma. In fact, he still holds a record in Oklahoma. To my knowledge, is yet to be broken. Went on then, of course, into pro football and pro wrestling. Loves the one-on-one contact. Top of that, he's an avid fisherman, hunter, diver. He does it all and does it well. Chic Donovan, young, very aggressive, a third-generation athlete. His grandfather was one of the greats in the lightweight ranks in boxing. Whoa! Chop into the chest and one into the head that puts Donovan down. Snap mare by Donovan. Donovan. Tied up, and it is Wahoo McDaniel is keeping his man immobile. Donovan knows what he's facing here. And Wahoo McDaniels, he knows the experience, the savvy that this man has. Donovan coming up rather slowly. Full body slam by Wahoo. Snap mare. Double rear, double rear chin lock, although he's not really across the chin, he's across just under the cheekbones. So Donovan having his problems here, a test of strength as Donovan tries to extricate himself. Uses that elbow effectively, then the forearm, another forearm. As Wahoo McDaniel staggered backwards momentarily, and Donovan now explodes on Chic Wahoo McDaniel. Another snap mare, and as Donovan tried to go for the leg, it was Wahoo McDaniel. A couple of chops that puts Donovan back to the canvas again. Wahoo McDaniel catches him once again. They count at 3. It is all over for Chic Donovan. And so Chief Wahoo McDaniel is the victor.
January 15th, 8:30, a sensational card. It'll be Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer taking on one of wrestling's strongest, toughest, meanest men, Big Jos LeDuc. National Heavyweight Championship. Ted DiBiase, champion, against Marietta, Georgia's Bob Armstrong. 6-man tag. The Road Warriors and Killer Carl Krupp against Jerry Briscoe, Brett Wayne, and Bugsy McGraw. TV title. Jake the Snake Roberts, champion, takes on the king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler. Ron Garvin clashes with Pistol Pez Watley. Tommy Rogers against Brad Armstrong, winner to meet Les Thornton for the world's junior heavyweight title. Plus other matches including King Kong Bundy's challenge to Atlanta for $15,000. That's the Omni in Atlanta, January 15th.